where we can definitely dialogue and just give God praise for all that He has done. Now, over the last couple of weeks, Bishop Fernandez has been leading us into the series, The Favor of God. How many of you are excited about that series and you've been really diving in? Well, I know that the panel up here with me this morning, we are hyped, we're excited, and ready to go about that series. So I'd love to tell you who's joining me here this morning. We have Pastor Cooper. We have Danielle Stedman. And to my right, we have Dr. Heather Thompson. We have Jonathan Thompson. And we have Pastor Deborah Hill. So just a couple of our family members, and we're going to talk this morning because this topic, this series, has really been one for the books. But first, I'd like to find out from our panel this morning, do you feel that this is a topic that Bishop should be teaching the church on? What do you feel about that? What's your opinion?
I would say absolutely. This is a time of year when a lot of us are in transition. A lot of people are traveling, kids are out of school. There's just a lot of changes that are happening. And so I think sometimes we can just get a little stagnant at this time and not remember what our position is in the kingdom of God. And so talking about favor is so timely during this time of transition. Absolutely.
That is very true. Anyone else can chime in on that?
Yes, and I believe, when we truly understand and realize the favor of God, we understand one thing is that we are not one of those people that are kind of deleted from being having hardships. We are not the type of individuals that we are not also having issues but not being able to deal with it. And so we have to understand that favor allows us to deal with those issues. Favor teaches us and shows us how to deal with individual issues that we are dealing with on a daily basis.
Amen. That's so true.
I'd just like to add one thought. I think growing up sometimes, and the Bishop brought this out in all of his messages, we tend to think sometimes favor is for certain people. It's for pastors or ministers or, a select few, but the Bishop made it clear, favor is for everybody.
Yes.
It's not just for one or two or the rich or the poor or, those that have, it's for everybody. But the thing is, we have to walk in it. And I think this time of having this session on favor has done so much for me.
It truly has, and you said something very pivotal, because if you think it's not for you, you're not going to walk in the favor of God. You're thinking, when I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and the favor was for the elderly people, the favor was for the pastor. But do we now understand favor is for everybody? God's favor is on all of our lives. And sometimes, we use the slogan, favor ain't fair, right? But God's definitely shown us His favor. So I want to find out from you personally, for going through the Wednesdays, the Sundays, Pastor Cooper, what have you gotten personally from this series?
Well, Bishop was talking about Job on that message from the, I think it's the second Sunday in the month. And he was talking about all the issues that Job was going through. And every time one of his servants would come and give him bad news, another would come and give him bad news while the other was yet speaking. So at that point, Job fell down and he worshiped God. Bishop said he worshiped God. And we have to understand that when situations happen in our lives, instead of complaining and murmuring, we have to worship God. We have to worship Him. And when we worship Him, we understand that this is what our reasonable service is. Because if Job would have murmured and complained, he would have nullified his blessing. And as I was reviewing the video, the Holy Spirit immediately spoke and said that was a seed. And I said, what do you mean? He said, when his kids died, all that he lost, his cattle, everything he lost was only a seed. And if he had murmured and complained, then he would have nullified the blessing, the multiplied blessing that God gave in his life, because He gave him more than he lost in the beginning. So we have to understand that just like when we sow seeds, we can't sow them grudgingly, but we must sow them and sow them with a happy heart. So we have to understand that we cannot do anything grudgingly, but we have to make sure that we worship God in all that we do.
What did you get from this?
Definitely, just agree with Pastor Ken about that. Favor is not always wrapped up in a pretty little bow. Sometimes favor is through challenges. It's definitely through our own personal growth that we receive the favor of God, and that's been something that, for me personally, this series has definitely brought to my attention and definitely allowed me to see from a different perspective that God is working great things through His favor, but in ways that we don't always understand or see.
That is really good. That's a Twinkle moment, because a lot of times we think favor is everything is perfect. And what happens when your life gets shattered? Is God's favor still there? Yes, it is, because that will change your facts, but it doesn't change your truth, which is that the favor of God is on your life no matter what you're going through, no matter what. What about you, Heather? I'm sorry.
Well, the message from last week was about the favor to perform, and that was just so meaningful for me. Within my family, a lot of us have experienced promotions over the past year, which we know have been blessings. But when you have a spirit of perfectionism on you, like I don't know if there's anyone else out there, but just everything that you do, you want it to be perfect. You just want to do everything right. So even in times where we get blessings like promotions, sometimes it can actually bring feelings of self-doubt on you. But those feelings of self-doubt like that are actually pride. And it's really taking away the power from God, because you think that if you perform, that that's a sign of you being blessed, that it's your responsibility to perform because of this blessing. But in reality, we have to realize that it's God that gives us the favor to perform. He gives us those blessings, and He gives us the favor to perform. So those feelings of self-doubt have to go away, because it's not about us, it's about God and the favor that He gives to us in this situation.
That is powerful. Can somebody say favor? I love it, because especially in this society, we see on Facebook all the time, rise and grind, we're hustling. And so we internalize that too, we have to get it done. But I love the way that you've internalized that too. It's about God and what He does, not about our efforts. I love that. Now, Pastor Hill, what did you get from this series?
Well, last week, Bishop talked about Peter. And, when he talked about it, I started to paint a picture in my mind. They'd been fishing all night long, had not caught anything. And Bishop brought out the point, when Jesus got in the boat, He said to them, cast out your net. Now, I tend to personalize messages, and I thought, now, if I've been fishing all night long, and somebody come tell me to go out again and put my net out, I don't know. But my point is, they had faith. So in order to have favor, you can't just expect to have favor. You have to take action, and you have to have faith, and you have to be willing to be obedient.
I love
That's
that.
what I got out of it.
Now, I love that. We have a good representation here on the stage of, the ages of what our church looks like. So Jonathan, as a millennial, I definitely want to hear from you, because right now, not just in our church, but at large, it is kind of said that the millennial generation kind of puts God in the box over here, and they're getting it done. So how did this message speak to you as a millennial?
Well, for me as a millennial, for one, to answer what you said about us putting God in like a box, I think it's because a lot of times we don't realize the power that we have within God. Realizing who God really is and how He relates to us, right? A lot of times we think that it's by our own strength and by our own will, or we'll make it happen. We're so busy looking on Instagram and, I want this and I want that, man, I'm struggling, da, 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 da. But when Bishop was talking about the favor and that God already planned your destiny out. He already gave you the victory over everything that you have. It shows that a lot of your stresses and your struggles, they begin to become little to you when you realize who God is really in your life. And as a millennial, sometimes growing up, a lot of us will be like, oh man, so many years, I didn't read my Bible, I didn't pray, and to start now, it's like, ugh. But what I got definitely is that your past decisions don't define who you are. It's not about what you did in the past, The past is the past, and God, time doesn't mean anything to God. He's like, okay, yes, I know what you did, but what matters is having knowledge of what you did and how to change and what you're going to do now to change that. And I feel once us millennials really understand that and realize that our clothing doesn't define who we are, who we talk to, the kind of cars we drive doesn't define who we are, and really understand the favor which we have. I feel that's what would definitely help us millennials, and that's what I got from the whole message. And it's just like there's no need for me to stress out about anything.
No. So would you say that favor is kind of like that worry-free pill, right? You don't have to stress because God's got our back. That is favor, that understanding, that comprehension. Well, I wish we did have more time. And I can't help but think there's some people here, aside from our first-time visitors, who may have missed this series on Wednesday and Sunday. How can we quickly just encourage and just make sure that they understand how important it is to come to church to get inspiration and nuggets like this?
One thing I will say, I would say it's important because, as a millennial, I'm in school right now. How many of you know, like, when a test is coming up, right, and in class, you're supposed to learn and acquire the things in which to take the test, right? But when you miss class, you miss that instruction. Then when the test comes in, now you're like, oh, I'm stuck. I don't have anything to study. I don't know where to study. I don't know where to go. And being in church and making sure that you don't miss that, you never know what God is trying to teach you that day. And a lot of times you'll be like, oh, you have to come to church to get that equipment, to get those materials. And when you go out without church and missing those messages, especially the day when God is truly trying to talk to you, we'll be like, oh God, I need a word. Oh man, I don't feel like going to church. And then you wonder why. So definitely it's like class, it's like teaching, like going to school, and you need that in order to go through the tests and trials and tribulations that come with life.
Well said. You can drop the mic right here. But I just want to let you all know, because even personally for me, there was a time in my life just a few years ago when I went through a very difficult divorce, and I felt like the favor of God was not there. I felt like I was dropped at the corner of lost and sad. But it was this book and messages like this that reminded me my truth, not my fact, but the truth that the favor of God is on your life no matter where you find yourself, what you're going through, what He has said about us has not changed. And that revelation, though, will transform our lives and puts us in a very good position for success. So after service today at the bookstore, I believe there's some of these books out there. I would run and get it. And if you are a good friend, get it for a friend. Don't let them go at their things alone. Favor Unleashed is a really good book that talks more about this. And some of the messages, some of the things are here in this book. So after service, get out there and go to the bookstore so you can get this book and really re-dip in yourself on the favor of God in your life. Thank you all so much for chatting with me today about this wonderful series.